All right, so this is my primary workstation. This is a Z4 G4 system by HP. Really great, solid system. Have a 4060 running in here. And I am getting ready to host more local AI on this system, and so I run out of storage on my primary drive. The current storage drive is this 256 gig NVMe drive in bay number 1, and it doesn't have quite the capacity I need to hold everything, so I'll be adding this 1 terabyte 860 EVO by Samsung, as well as this SP 128 gig NVMe Gen 3 into bay number 2. The first piece I'll be installing is the M.2 drive, but it'll be right here. Here's the drive itself. We'll need to get that tiny little screw right down here removed, which can be a pain because it is, in the barest sense, magnetic, but it is very much a pain to get out. All right, there's the screw. We're gonna take our drive. It'll just go in and insert into the slot. It is very difficult to get your hands down there. All right. So that is inserted. Then I will need to push it down while trying to get the screw to line up on the tiny receiver, which is even more of a pain. All right, so after about 15 minutes, I have the second drive installed, and now it is time for the standard SATA 3 drive. Normally there would be an adapter in here that is perfectly suited for the 2.5-inch bay. I do not have one of those, so this will just be resting inside and connected. The station will never be moving, so that should not be an issue. Oh, that's embarrassing. Put it in the wrong way. All right, and then I'll be connecting our data cable right here. And our power cable. All right, so we've added an additional 128 on an NVMe drive, Gen 3, and 1 terabyte on a 860 EVO Samsung drive. So we'll button this up, we'll initialize the drives, and then we will begin to download our self-stored AI. And once the computer has started back up, we're going to go into disk management, which will show up right here. And we have our non-removable disks, and then we have our new disks. So the 1 terabyte drive was previously used in a other machine, so we are going to have to eventually wipe that and start over. But on that 128 gig NVMe drive, we are going to initialize the disk. We're just going to use a standard GUID partition table. We'll let that run for just a moment. The disk now reads online and unallocated, so we're going to create a new simple volume. We'll go through the setup wizard. I'm going to leave everything default except for the letter of the drive. I'm going to call this the T drive for TesrTeck. Going to leave all of these as the same values except for the volume label, which I'm just going to rename. Next, finish. And we are now going to have the T drive with almost 120 gigs of available storage on it. And now I'm going to go through and reset disk 0. Disk 0 is that 1 terabyte SATA 3 SSD, the 860 EVO. So this was previously used in another machine, and we are just going to format this right here. Keep all defaults the same. Yes, we do want to erase, and we're going to let that process. Okay, the formatting has now finished, and we have 876 gigs available on the Windows F drive. I am going to change the drive letter of that one from F to a, let's see, I think I would like that as the Q drive. Click OK. It's going to ask a couple clarifying questions, and it's now reset as the Q drive. And if I open up my file folder, I'll now see my C drive, my Q drive, and the T drive. And so the system that we are going to be using is called Jan. Jan is a self-hosting AI system that helps you interact with multiple models through one UI. And so we are going to explore the hub of different models. We're going to pull in Mistral. We're going to pull in Llama. We're going to pull in, let's see, I think it's down here towards the bottom. Yes, Stable Zephyr. I wanted to try that model, and then OpenChat as well. The Jan software also has the ability to pull in a model directly from Hugging Face. So if you find an instance that you would like to use, you're able to pull it in right here just by pasting in the URL. And now that the model has finished recording, we can just click Use, and the model is now running right here on your system. You can go in and you can change your parameters, you can change the engine, you can change your context length, all of the things like that. But the AI is self-hosted. Let's launch the system monitor here for comparison. And with these running side by side, now we can talk about things with our AI. And here we have the AI. It's still not like lightning speed, like if you were using an online model, but this is entirely self-hosted. So that's pretty wonderful. So it runs a little bit faster than regular normal vocal cadence. So if you were to just like go along and try and keep up with how quickly that it's generating, then you'd find that it's actually going faster than you can talk. So if you gather the necessary components, the case, motherboard, CPU, the CPU cooler, RAM, GPU, power supply unit, so it's like right on the edge, especially when it's going in bulleted form. However, when it does the larger paragraphs, then it is actually really good. And this is all from within this setup, and this took up maybe 15 minutes for everything to download and get everything processed and installed to locally host your own AI.